Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back from the ad break. You are still watching Prime Live. Up next, I am joined in studio by Aaliyah, who is going to be giving us all things information on the henna and the tradition of applying henna the night before Eid, and all about the artistry that she does with henna. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Jazakallah so much for joining us.
It's an honor to be here. Like, I'm very happy.
I'm
nervous, but I'm excited.
I like that. I like that you're happy, because then it means we're going to have fun in this interview, right?
Of course, girl.
Okay, so tell us about what is the significance of applying henna?
Well, sorry. With the significance, normally it's different for other cultures. Like, henna originated like 5,000 years ago. And, with different cultures, they have different properties, like because they originated like North Africa, Middle East, South Asia, especially like when speaking about Middle East, like the Arab Peninsula, henna was used as like a cooling agent. So because of the hot climate, like people would put henna on their palms, below their feet. Some would put it even on their like scalp, so it could help them with the hot climate.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and then with, of course, Indian tradition, henna plays a huge role in weddings and ceremonies, and they believe henna is about, blessings, and the henna brings about like celebration. It's about, celebrating the bride, as well as the Middle East. They use henna as like an important way of celebrating the bride, because they believe it's like it brings prosperity and it blesses her, and it also wishes her like good on her new journey in life. Yeah.
That is so beautiful to hear. Now, before we get into like more history of the henna itself, can you take us through the journey of how you got introduced to henna?
This is such a cute story, but it all happened like when I was in grade 7, and I was going into high school, and there was a question of like, okay, what do you guys want to be when you grow up? And my mom took it very seriously. She was like, okay, so like what sparks your interest? And I was like, henna is pretty cool. And then she was like, okay. So after a while, she took me to do a henna course. It was in Indonesia. It was from 9 o'clock until 12, and I sat there and I learned about how to make the henna, the origins of henna, and then I was practicing, like doing my dots, doing my lines, and then she was just like guiding me through how to do a henna design. And then after that, actually, I was staying in a hostel like during high school. So on the weekends, my mom would come and fetch me. So one weekend, I get into the car, I see a table, I see a chair, I see an orange tablecloth, and I'm like, what is going on? And my mom's like, oh, we're going to go to the flea market to do henna. And I was like, what?
That is so cute.
I was so in disbelief. I was like, there's no way this is happening. And then she was like, yeah, it's happening. So I went there, and I had one table, I had one chair, I had an orange tablecloth with like henna there, like a box of henna. And my mom was like, you must go to the under vendors and you must like ask them if they want henna. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. So I went to the other vendors, and it was a start.
Yeah.
So throughout my high school career, I would on weekends go to markets, do henna. I would go to various different types of markets. Like I went to a vegan market before. I went to Muslim markets, all the markets throughout like grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, grade 11. Grade 12, I was focusing more on like Eid and stuff. But until now. So I started like on the 19th of April 2019. So it's been like 6 years now.
And are you a full-time henna artist?
No, not full-time. I'm studying right now.
Oh,
and I do
okay.
it
So
on the side.
You do it on the side. So now, like on Eid and stuff, you are hectically busy.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
May continue.
Girl, make the money. Listen, while you're also enjoying it. I mean, this is something that you love doing.
1,000%.
Exactly. So now let's talk about the henna designs. Do they evolve over time? Do you think like every year or maybe every 2 years there's like new trends coming up, or is it the same old, same old? Also, how do you stay updated with the latest trends?
As being a teen, I'm always on social media, chronically online, but I don't think it's about like which one's more in fashion. I think it caters to more age groups. Like I know with the children, like pre-tweens, they love like a moon with stars and like little candles. And then moving on to teenagers, some of them like traditional henna mandalas on their hands. some are more into Arabic style henna. Then there's also like Indian style henna. So it's a mixture. And then I see with elderly ladies, they prefer like more simple, like nothing too crazy. So like when you're in your teens, a lot of people like want your henna, like full, you know? Yeah.
Okay, and for someone that's watching right now that probably wants to start their henna journey, what tips do you have for beginners?
I would say practice with a cone using lotion on your hand. So make a cone
with lotion inside.
Put the lotion in so to replace the henna, and then you can like practice on your hand.
Oh, that's a smart way.
Yeah.
Because we usually practice with the real stuff.
Yeah, but then like that's money, you know? Like, and the thing is, I wouldn't say practice henna like on paper. Because when you work with people, like there's like a surface, but when it's paper, it's a flat surface, you know? And also, I would also say just also practice a lot, because it took me 6 years to do the stuff that I do today. So it was not easy. So yeah, that's something I would say. I would also say practice the basic things, like do your dots, do your lines, practice your leaves, you know? That's another important thing. Yeah.
Are there any maybe application stories that you can tell us on, like maybe your different experiences? I mean, you've done a lot of hands in your life.
Yes, girl.
So are there any?
Is a lot.
Exactly, it's a lot. So there should be stories that you can tell us. Any memorable thing that you've experienced while doing someone's henna?
Well, you know, when working with different people, like I truly am, alhamdulillah, so blessed for this experience, especially to my mom, alhamdulillah, because like you meet so many different people, and like they give you so many different perspectives on life, so that also like helps me. But I feel like one of my most memorable places, you know, was during Eid. There was this one lady who owned a hair salon, and she hired me to do henna. So when it was about 10:30, I messaged my mom and I was like, okay, Mom, I'm done now. And then she's like, okay. And then she comes on the way. After like 30 minutes, a bunch of people show up, and obviously I have to put them henna. And then it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. And then this one lady, she comes to me and she gives me a Coke, and then she's like, you're going to need the energy. And then I just laughed and I just continued doing my work, and I was like, okay. And then I came back home like 1 o'clock. So yeah, that was a crazy story. So thank you to my parents.
You know what I like about what you told me? The fact that your mom from the beginning, she was very supportive of your journey. Because a lot of people don't see things like henna making or art itself as a career that one can go into. So the fact that she showed you support, and you grew into obviously the henna artist that you are today because of the love and support that you received from your family is really inspiring. Okay, so what's happening now is that we don't have time to do the demo on air, right?
Okay.
But before I let you go, do you have any words of closing, anything that you'd like to say to the viewers at home? I mean, it's Eid tomorrow. Any well wishes, any shout out to any individual watching right now?
Is this my moment? Oh my God.
That's your moment. That's your moment.
Honestly, I just, you know, alhamdulillah, I just want to thank my parents, you know, because it's not easy when I have clients and I come late home. You know, so if it wasn't for my parents and if it wasn't for my friends, I wouldn't be where I am today.
You can see, because I want them to start seeing the coding while you're speaking before, like so that when we go to ad break, they already kind of get an idea of what you're doing. So you can still say the shout out, say the shout out.
But I hope everyone has a lovely Eid, and I just wish you blessings and barakah in your lives.
Inshallah, viewers at home, I really, really, really hope that you enjoyed today's interview with Aaliyah and how she shared, you know, her henna journey. She's going to try to do it off air. When I come back, I will have a little bit of this and that here so that you can see the great, amazing work that she does. Due to time limitations, we could not do it on air, but I definitely enjoyed every single bit of the interview with her. It showed a lot of passion, you know, a lot of love for the work that she does. So you must also make sure that you show her a lot of support. Jazakallah so much for joining us.
Jazakallah.
Viewers at home, we're going to go to a quick ad break. We will see you right after this, so stay tuned. Okay.